Okay, they come.
Yes, a lot more personal one-on-one to make sure that they're okay with that. We have not had that happen here. We have had the instance where the cheetah passed away before the dog did, and in that case, the dog actually went home with one of our trainers, with him. And Clifford, our dog, his cheetah passed away before he did, so he actually went home with our trainer, him, and spent the rest of his days getting spoiled in a home. So we have not had a situation where the cheetah passed away, or the dog passed away before the cheetah died. Any other questions? Alright, well I'll tell you a little bit more about their relationship and what makes them one of the most tightly bonded pairs. That's actually because they were introduced at just a few months old. And they were introduced at just a few months old. And when we introduced our dogs and cheetahs for the first time, we put them in enclosures next to each other. They can see each other through a fence, but they can't actually reach each other. And that's usually when our dog says, "Oh my gosh, best day ever, I got my new cheetah." And the cheetah goes, "What is that thing and why is it so exciting?" And so they spend time together through that fence. And once they are comfortable, once they look like they're interacting with each other in a comfortable, very safe way, then we start to take them for walks together. And that way they're both on leash, and they're still just a few months old at this time. We introduce them on leash, they get to interact in a very safe environment. And once they've been doing that very, very well, then we'll start to put them into an enclosure together and they can play, but we also supervise them for that entire time. And eventually we can lengthen the time they're together, and lengthen it until they can spend 24/7 together. And that's where these guys are. They are the best of friends. And I will tell you, when Hopper and Amara first met, Hopper really had to work hard to win Amara over. Amara was not sure why this really excited thing was going to be spending time with her. And he worked really hard and became really good friends with her, and now they are probably one of our most tightly bonded pairs. Amara is very interested in what that whistling from the straw is. Like I said before, wild cats, wild instincts. Those instincts are still there, and because she may not be sure what that sound is or where it's coming from, they're scaredy cats. Their first instinct is to say, "Okay, I'm out of here." So we want to make sure she's feeling nice and comfortable. But they became so tightly bonded, and Hopper really worked hard and won Amara over, and they've gotten so close at this point that Hopper can really do anything with Amara. He can go over and lick her face. He can see just like that. He'll go and make sure there's no meat crumbs on her chin, and they really are the very best of friends. And the only time that this dog and cat are not together is during feeding time. And that is because the dog is dominant, and if we put two big bowls of food down, one with meat, one with kibble, Hopper the dog would very happily say, "I will take both, thank you." And Amara would not argue with him. They're scaredy cat, and they're not going to challenge that. So we want to make sure that we do feed them separately so that Amara gets all her healthy meat, and Hopper gets all his healthy kibble. And they are quite the pair otherwise. They do spend every other moment of their days together. And when they do get fed very often on walks like this, where they're each getting fed together, they're still together, they just can't steal each other's food.
It's fine with me. It's okay with mine.
As soon as she comes right back in from the whistle, we'll
The
make
cats
sure
are very hard today.
Sorry, I got a question for you. You mentioned that if she hears a whistle and she gets upset, that she might want to fly wherever. So has it ever happened when you're in training? I just noticed the way that you hold the leash and you put it around your wrist. Has it ever happened in training that she went to go fly and she pulled you with her and broke your wrist?
That's an excellent question, and that actually is because he asked, is there any chance that because of the way we hold the leashes, because of the cheetah getting scared by something running away, that we could break our wrists, something could happen that way? The answer to that is actually no. Cheetahs are built for speed, not for strength. And so even though Amara is around 90 pounds,
Yeah.
she's not, oh, she's 100 pounds.
She's a stocky girl. She's thick. But it's not a coincidence if you have a 100-pound cheetah attached to me, not a 100-pound mountain lion. 100-pound mountain lion is exactly what you're explaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stop.
Yeah, but you can stop him. Yeah. You also mentioned that they can get exhausted if they run any longer than how many seconds? 20, 30 seconds. And like, could they become unwell then, or if they were in the wild, for example, would they then be vulnerable to prey for some other bigger animal?
Excellent. So he had asked a little bit more about the recovery for a cheetah and how long it takes for them to recover. They only can run maybe 20 to 30 seconds at that top speed because it does take such a huge amount of exertion. Her body temperature can go up to 104 degrees. Her breath rate can go up to 210 breaths per minute. So the cheetah does really put everything she's got into that run. And a cheetah in Africa might actually have to recover for even 30 or more minutes before she's able to eat her food. And even if she makes that kill, which is only about 50% of the time she actually catches her prey, but if she makes that kill, very often lions, leopards, hyenas come over and say, hey, that was easy, you did all the work and I'll take your food. And cheetahs are scaredy cats, they're not going to fight for it, they'll say, okay, whatever you want. So even when a cheetah makes their kill, sometimes they don't actually get to see it eat it. So it's a very difficult life for cheetahs in Africa. And our cheetahs are quite lucky that they do that shorter run and they get a huge amount of food for it and nobody ever takes it away. So it's one of the benefits of being here at the safari park. Bed and breakfast lifestyle, tons of food, no predators, no animals taking your food from you. It's a very laid back lifestyle.
I would just say that there's a lot of stimulus today, and so she's kind of particular about, she's really good at picking out things she doesn't like and wanting to take them out of. So she's just kind of decided she's not very settled. I think it's because there's so much noise and so much activity that she's just not really relaxing. But she's fine.
And that up and down, actually another trainer explained a couple times ago when Amara was here, she knows she gets reinforced for laying down, so she's offering it. She's like, okay, how about now? And she's a very, very smart cat. So we're looking for her to offer it and then stay there and not just say, how about now? How about now? How about now? So she's a very, very smart cheetah. Any other, what's your question?
How did cheetah-dog relationships start?
How did it start? You mean the first dog-cheetah pair here?
Well, how did it, it's not like you should do this. It'll work.
We had a dog and a cheetah pair here named Anna and Arusha. And is it at the zoo or zoo? It was at the zoo, and they were our very first dog-cheetah pair, and they really started this whole process together. Now, we don't have to pair a dog with a cheetah. It's a training tool. It's a way that helps our cheetahs to be more confident. But we do have a cheetah who says, I would not like a dog, thank you. And we have two other cheetahs who are brothers who are actually each other's supports. So they go on walks together, and they work as each other's dog, as each other's support system. So it's something that helps our cheetahs to be more confident, but it's not something we absolutely have to do. We would still be able to have ambassador cheetahs without dogs. It just makes our cheetahs feel good, and it's a way that we can help the training process with our cheetahs.
The fact that Amara has to tolerate Hopper makes her much easier for us to have a relationship. Hopper can still do things with Amara that we can never do. He can lick her face. I cannot lick her face. I cannot lick her face.
How did you know that
I was just
would not eat tomorrow?
So I was going to say I can add to that. So it goes back and forth between the movie industry and the zoological societies that who started pairing wild cats with domesticated dogs. They've actually paired domesticated dogs with lions and tigers, but it's a different relationship, and they are in the same area, but they generally will separate the dog at night when those animals are, it just depends on the situation. But it goes back and forth. So it's been happening for a very, very long time. The society started it over 30 years ago when we got our first cheetah and dog.
And we know the cheetah's not going to eat the dog based on the fact that behavior holds true of what Sam keeps saying is the cheetah is a flight-oriented animal. When it comes to confrontation, this is very different cat from the other species of wild wildcat out there. They utilize dogs in Africa to protect livestock from wild cheetahs. Those are starving animals that are motivated by potential death to go after livestock, and they will not challenge a dog over a goat because they don't want to get in that fight. It's a very unique situation. And in this situation, even though Hopper's 45 pounds and Amara's 100, that's the big brother, his boss.
Pack animal versus solitary too.
We probably would never pair a cheetah with a domestic cat, you mean? Just because of the domestic cat personality. So when we look for a dog companion, actually Hopper was from our local shelter. He's a dog that was found in one of our local shelters, and we look for a dog that's at the right age, who's around the same age as our cheetah, and we're looking for a very specific personality of a dog that's very happy-go-lucky, ready to go, but not so overconfident that they're going to push the cheetah around. And then we also are looking for a dog who's going to be the right size. Now, when we first got Hopper, we were told he was 4 months old. He was probably closer to 10. And we were also told he would get much larger than he is right now. But he has definitely made up for his size and personality. And so we're looking for a dog who's large enough to live with a cheetah. Chihuahuas probably would not be the best choice. But beyond that, we're looking really for any breed as long as they're the right size, right personality, and right age at that time. Yeah, so when she is sitting and she's got her feet kind of up, when she looks like she's doing that push-up, that is actually a normal position for a cheetah to be in, especially when they're feeding, because when they're feeding, if something sneaks up on that, they want to be ready to run right away. So when she's down in that position, that's a pretty normal position for a cheetah. It's comfortable for them because for them, by nature, they want to be able to move very rapidly away from anything that they would need to. So she's comfortable. She's not entirely flopped on her side, relaxing. And we will see our cheetahs do that. She actually did that when she first came in, where they flop on their sides and they're ready to just settle down and stay. So right now what she's showing us is that she's doing that up and down push-up behavior, saying, you know, I could keep walking, I could keep going right now. But she's also listening very well to her trainer and saying, okay, how about we sit and relax nice and calm. And so that's where the training really comes in. We talked a little bit about that positive reinforcement training earlier when the servo was here. You'll notice when Amara does something correctly, she gets a reinforcement for it. But when Amara does something incorrectly, she jumps off the seat if she is not laying down, if she's not doing something that our trainer has asked her to do. You'll notice we don't do anything negative. She just simply ignores that behavior, redirects her, asks for something different, or asks her back up onto the seat, different behaviors, because we really set our animals up to succeed. We want her to have opportunities to succeed. And right now, Amara's doing really well, sitting nice and relaxed, being very patient. I broke it, like her stuff. But you'll notice that right now, she's going, oh, well, nothing happened by getting off that seat. Okay, what do I do now? And so we allow our cheetahs to succeed. We allow them to find opportunities for that success. And now she's going right back up there. Sure. She eats probably between 4 to 5 pounds a day. And for this run, she actually gets an extra bonus. So our cheetahs get that ground meat I was talking about before, that's got the bones and cartilage and organs and everything ground up in it. We do offer our cheetahs that as well. We offer them also a different type of meat that we actually mix those two meats together. And then finally, on run days like today, we also offer our cheetahs a special treat for doing the run. She gets rabbit. She also would get chunks of beef that looks like steak. So we offer our cheetahs lots of different things, and especially after they do a run like this, she gets an extra bonus of the rabbit. Sure.
Like you said earlier, that you want to bring dogs better.
Not necessarily. It's really more based on personality. Hopper is an excellent cheetah companion. We also have a dog who's about 105 pounds, and who's an Anatolian Shepherd, very large dog. So it really is all based more on their relationship with their cheetah and their personality. Hopper has the personality of a dog twice his size in his little body. So he is Amara's best friend, and because they were raised together, they are really able to have that confidence together. And she doesn't even notice that he's a little bit shorter than she is. So,
Okay, we're leaving.
not necessarily, we don't have to have a giant dog. So,
Thanks.
oh, you make sure you keep your legs nice and still when we walk by.
Thank you.
Sorry? Amara was born here at the safari park. Oh, that's okay. Amara was born here at the safari park. She's actually one of the cats who was born through the science of bioacoustics. And I don't know if I have the time to go into that right now, but it's basically the science of sound. Cheetahs are very difficult to breed because females have to be triggered into estrus by the song of an attractive male. It's called a stutter bark, and he will serenade her with this stutter bark. If she likes his song, then they will breed, and she will go into estrus. If not, nothing's going to happen. So, through bioacoustics, because of our cheetahmatch.com, because we know we have to breed this cheetah with this cheetah for the genetic health of the species. If she doesn't find him attractive, not really much we can do about it until we discover bioacoustics. Through bioacoustics, we can play the stutter bark of a very attractive male. And once she's triggered into estrus, then we introduce that other male. But it was actually discovered by accident. Somebody was looking at the science of the vocalizations in cheetah, and somebody else was looking at estrus cycles of cheetahs, and they just happened to be working on the same project around the same time, and they noticed that their research seemed to correlate. So it was a really cool discovery, which is one of the things that gives us the most successful breeding program in the world, of 150 cheetahs born here. We have around anywhere between 15 and 25 cheetahs at any one time living at a facility actually off-site, a couple miles down the road. And it's a facility to breed cheetahs and to promote that species. And I think you had one question as well.
What her fur feels like.
Oh, her fur feels like a really cheap rug. So if you go to Target and you find a really, really inexpensive carpet, run your hand up and down it, that's what a cheetah feels like. Very rough fur. Sure.
You mentioned that normally you feed them 4 to 5 pounds of meat a day. A typical fully grown cheetah in the wild, what is the largest animal she will kill, and what is the biggest feast she will have at any one given time?
So the largest feast a cheetah, the largest animal a cheetah would hunt in the wild is a Thompson's gazelle, a small antelope species that's probably around 90 pounds at the very most. But that's accounting for bone, for skin, for cartilage, for all of the stuff that it's really hard, or stomach, which nobody really is going to eat the contents, that grassy part of that animal's stomach. So they would be able to gorge themselves on that and then probably not eat for another 3 to 4 days. And so in their natural environment, they're going to try and hunt that, if they even make the kill, which is only 50% of the time, and if they actually get to eat the kill that they made. So they will gorge themselves and eat as much as they can in that moment and then take off. So they probably eat, our cheetahs get 4 to 5 pounds a day because it's the healthiest for them since they're getting food every day. We don't have any days where they skip. And then the other part of that is we actually have PhD nutritionists who work here at the park. We have 3 of them who work here at the park who decide the diets for all of our cheetahs. So when it comes to deciding how much or what kind of food our cheetahs get, I mean, that's not my science. They are PhD nutritionists and our veterinarians. They decide every diet for every animal. And our nutritionists actually study what their diet would be based on vitamins, minerals, carbohydrates, protein, everything that goes into a wild diet for every animal here, and then they calculate it. So, in their wild environment, they would eat as much as they could in that one single setting and then maybe not eat for 4 days. Here, our cheetahs are very lucky. They're spoiled. They get bed and breakfast lifestyle. They eat every single day, no question. They get that entire 4 to 5 pounds every single day. So, and it really also depends on the time of year. Our cheetahs, we weigh them twice a week to make sure they're staying really healthy. Because as wild animals, if they have any symptoms, if they're not feeling well, they're going to hide it. So looking at their weights, we can track, hey, you dropped a half a pound in a week, what's wrong? And then we know to contact our veterinarians. And so by weighing them twice a week, we're making sure that they're staying extremely healthy. And very often in zoos, you'll see cheetahs that are very overweight because they're not being active. But our cheetahs being able to go out on walks every day and doing this run once a week keeps them in really good shape as well. All right, last question.
You said they went on walks. Where did they go?
We take our cheetahs on walks everywhere. Actually, we take them on walks through every part of the park. If you're in the right place at the right time, you may end up running into a cheetah on your walk through the park. So we take them up through the garden area, up near the Baja Garden, the Bonsai Garden, all of those gardens up there. We also take our cheetahs through walks by the Flightline Plaza, by the